All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Reign 13. You got your boy here, Vontez.
Your boy Rye.
Cam.
And today is not like any other episode, man. We got a hometown guy here that's about to share the studio with us, man. We got a 1,000-point scorer in college for the New Haven Chargers. And there he also holds some records. He's 18th all-time in scoring, 9th all-time in steals, 3rd all-time in assists. He listen, y'all. New Haven was created in 1920. There's a lot of basketball that was fucking going on, okay? You feel me? And he's now a professional overseas. His first stop was Germany, but now playing for the property brokers Jets. Did I say that correctly? I believe. And yeah, in New Zealand. And last but not least, a Trenton GOAT. We have today Quashawn Lane. Let's give it up for him. What's good, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you.
Nah, of course, bro. Of course. It was needed. It was in due time. Honestly, there's so many people from this area that I feel like will probably end up on this podcast because there's so many good journeys. There's so many good people that come out of Jersey, but also just Mercer. I feel like people don't talk about it enough, for real. But you are technically like our first hooping guest. So I'm excited for this, all right? Especially because close to home, we've known each other. All of us have known each other for a long-ass time, so it's going to be fun. So kind of want to start in the beginning, just with your childhood. Like I got to see you on the court, got to play with you as when we was young. Like I know your moms. And am I bugging, bro? But you have a sister?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember your sister. So I
Shout out Blue.
It is blue. It is blue. I didn't want to say it. It is blue.
Yeah.
Blue is tough too.
I know Blue from back then.
So I wanted to bring that up just because I remembered something from back when we used to play together. I don't know if you even think about this anymore, but I remember after one of the games, bro, or multiple of the games, if you had like I think it was either a turnover or missed layups, she would put you on the side and make you do push-ups after the games.
That's so cute.
Yo, I was like, nah. I was like, they on some shit. They're ready for real.
That's greatness.
But that just leads to my first question for real is what or who or some of the people when you were younger before you really knew what you was doing were some of the people to push you to be where you are now?
Yeah, definitely my sister. You know, she was when I was coming into it, she was also a basketball player, so she was had her own legacy in her own way. So she was definitely one of the pioneers. My mom was definitely full hands involved, but really just everyone that I encountered, you know, growing up, playing on different AAU teams, summer parks, travel leagues, you know, everyone was just able to I think give me a little bit of something that I was able to take with me. So, you know, I can't really credit one person, but, you know, my family is definitely the people who, you know, got me going for sure.
No, that's facts. I mean, we just wanted to push on that real quick just to see what you was on for when you was younger. But then we'll move on to high school. And like I said earlier, like
I had a question for the childhood. Yeah.
Wait. You go, Lou.
Oh yeah. I was about to say. So, who did you look up to as far as like for instance, when I was coming up playing ball, I used to look at Darren Williams at that time, Chris Paul, like bigger guards. I used to try to model my game after. Like, who did you look up to growing up and being like, I want to play like him?
I would say my idol has always been Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
I think I got that love from my brother. Actually, he was a diehard Kobe fan, so I was kind of like just brought into it. But yeah, just the way he approached the game, everything about the way he approached the game, from mental, preparing, even just going out there and how you just go out into attack mode. You know, that's all things that I would say I look towards to try to incorporate into my game for sure. But I wouldn't say Kobe's obviously a shooting guard, 6'6", so.
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm not in the mid post or nothing like that, but but you know, yeah, that preparation, that mindset, that killer mentality is definitely something that I fantasize and idolize for sure.
It's kind of crazy to think because like everybody was always a fan of Kobe, but I feel like I didn't really get the experience I should have until he had already like was about to retire. And then you start listening to him to do all his interviews, and that's when I started to gain the full respect and understand like who the fuck Kobe Bean Bryant really was. And to this day, he's the only person like celebrity to make me cry when I heard about his passing. I was like, nah, yeah.
I cried like a baby.
I like stopped with everything I was doing.
Yeah, it was like the whole world stopped that day for me.
For real.
That was a real sad day.
Yeah, man.
Nah, Ryan, you gotta tell him about Team Bless though.
What? That is the greatest team to ever be assembled in Mercer County.
Yes, sir.
Bro,
I had a
off top, it was me, Quay, Cam, Reggie. All right, Reggie. Wait, what's Reggie? Reggie James?
Reggie James.
Darrell was on that team.
Yeah.
Caleb was on that team.
No, Chan and Chad.
Chan and Chad
used to come down.
Oh, and Mark.
Bro, nah, our team was insane.
Mark Rogers.
Yep. What the hell?
Mark Rogers.
I'm trying to think of anybody else.
And Damien. Damien Sam.
Oh, Damien, I went to PDS.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, Rod, like as far as people not knowing about like Ewing, Trenton, like the Mercer County, like how much of basketball players, how good we are. Quite, what did you like experience there in your time with playing at Moody Park for the people back home?
You know, Moody Park is like, it kind of gives like that Dykeman feel, you know, but it's not, you know, it's like, try to steal New York, you know what I'm saying? Going on, but like, that's like our hometown Dykeman to me. So like, you know, the crowds, the energy, the players, everyone that come through there is like, it's legit. So, you know, it definitely was a lot of grooming, a lot of tough matchups, great battles, great games, championships, won and lost. A lot of we've been through a lot out there, and it's definitely an important part of my basketball journey for sure.
That's a fact, bro. For sure. But we'll keep pushing on to towards the high school now, and just adding on to like all those competitions. Like I was thinking about some of the people that we got to play, and even just our class in general. Again, me, you, Cam, Reggie, Diggy, David Coit, Lil Richie, Rodrigue Massonet, and even love him, white boy Pat Higgins from Princeton. Like, bro, there's a lot of people that did a lot of things in this I don't know, in this area in general. But for you, it was honestly like an entirely different world for real, because you got to play with some elite ass legends for this area. Bro, just including Malachi Richardson, Miles Powell, even Nunu. When Nunu first came to this area, bro, nobody really talks about him no more. And then Rich, that's what I was just about to say. And it was just like, oh, and even dang, I keep forgetting his name. But big boy, he went to Princeton.
John Muir, he played with John Muir too.
No. But he, before that,
even
John Muir.
Princeton University? That's Richmond.
Yeah.
That's Richmond.
Yeah.
That's Richmond.
Oh, it's Richmond. My fault. So who was the point guard? He was a light-skinned point guard. He played with
Floyd.
Oh yeah, that was Marcus Floyd.
Yeah.
Tough.
Wait, quick question. So were you always gonna go to TCA?
Yeah. So I went to Trenton Public School until I was in like 4th grade. And then I transferred over to TCA, like lower school, in 5th grade. And I was already like, my sister was in high school years before I got there. So I was kind of like groomed kind of to go to the high school.
Ryan, that's on you, bro. You should have recruited him.
I'm
saying, bro. You would have had a state chip.
There's no way. I was getting him out of there.
Nah. TCA was great, man. I wouldn't trade it. But I always did say though, like public school experience, I definitely would have liked to like see that through a little bit, see what that's like. But you know, I'm all right, man. TCA was great.
No, that's dope. Because I think about that same thing. This is a conversation for another time. But just as I get older and I got to go to private school, I definitely think whenever I have my own children, if it's possible, if I got the money for it, because that's always a problem, I would love for my child to have like a little bit of both in some form or fashion. I don't know what, because it's really helpful in general. But just to continue about Trenton Catholic, can you talk about some of the things you learned from those players that we just talked about? From even just to add on, like people don't talk about him right now, but this man's also a legend. Is oh man, I just blanked on his name.
Franz?
Your head coach, huh? Fauci.
Oh,
Fauci, yeah.
Fauci
Guy.
and just the people that you got to learn from and some of your experiences and anything you got.
Yeah, TCA was very humbling, but I was able to grow a lot. Like you said, coming in my freshman year was when we had that like loaded team with Miles and Malley and all of them. So coming in initially, I was just like thrown to the wolves, kind of.
Yeah.
So
So that.
that was a great experience because obviously I'm shorter than everybody, not as strong as everybody, but I'm out there competing, going hard, getting better every day. So when you get around certain players who approach the game in the way that those guys did, you definitely pick up a lot of tendencies, a lot of nicks and stuff that you could take away from your own. Um, but all through my TCA career, I've been able to learn from great players, seeing how they go to work every day, train every day, even summer times, off seasons. And I was right there with them. I wanted to be Miles and Malachi, they had the big names and they was going D1. They moms ain't paying for school. I wanted to be, what I'm saying? I wanted to do that for my mom. I wanted to be able to, stand on that. So definitely getting in the gym, just kind of like being a little gnat around them. As much as I could, hearing what the things they talk about, hearing the things, how they approach the game, how they speak about the game, different call outs, patterns, different ways that they connect person in between their interpersonal relationship on the court.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, mostly just seeing how they worked every day and approach the game and, getting in 3-4 workouts, practicing, shooting after, before. All those things matter. All those things I think played a part in my career. But if you go to like the coaching staff, Fauci, my guy, legend, Donnie, I could go forever. Ralph, the trainer, track coaches, everyone is just, funnel to the basketball legacy, the basketball environment. And when you get around those people who really just want to push you to see you succeed, and not only because these people seen it, like it's people who came before us, before them, who've been through the school, did great things. So like they seen it close up in multiple generations. So like, just trying to learn from all of those OGs, pick their brain about the game, has really been able to mold me into like a basketball kind of,
basketball mind. I feel like I get that completely.
That's smart, man. Making the most of it.
Nah, it was. You got to go ahead.
Okay. Now I was just gonna say, I feel like that's one thing. I feel like people, they look at in the wrong way, but like they say, be a follower, not a leader. Yeah. I mean, no, be a leader, not a follower. But it's all about, I feel like, following the right people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. So then you can then become that leader that you want to be. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I think every leader, just to branch off on that a little bit, every leader has a mentor, man. Like somebody that they look up to, that they follow, that they take things away from. So like you could always be a student at any craft, bro. It don't matter how many years you got in the game, how many years you got in the industry. Like you could always pick up and learn new things every day. So just try to be a sponge as much as I can.
That's right.
Did you have a favorite team that you like to go against because you would always get buckets?
I would say I love the MCTs. I ain't gonna say.
Yeah.
Damn.
Should Quay tell us what happened, or should you?
Chill out, son. Chill out.
Hey, Quay, they don't know what a championship looks like in MCTs, man.
I do not. I barely know how it feels to be on that court.
Nah, but yeah, MCTs was being in the private side, we don't really get to play against, all the guys that go to public school that's around the area. So that was always a time to look forward to in the year, Christmas, Eskits, things of that nature, where you're just able to play local rivals, man. That was always fun, always.
And for some backstory for the people that don't know, I I might have missed 2 free throws to help us tie a game against TCA. That's all I got. We got
Wait,
listen.
Ryan,
We got
Ryan.
wait, man, wait. We got the ball back. We got the ball back. We got a shot attempt. That's all I care about. I smoked the game. I smoked the game.
You're missing
I don't know what the fuck to say.
Who took over on that team and got MVP?
I don't know.
I was about to say.
Yes.
Bro, he's all right, man.
And he was the MVP of the game. That's
yes.
Nah.
Yo, you're creating the legacy. You had a big part of it too.
Chill out.
We've been there, man. I don't miss.
At least I got to play on the court, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, and y'all lucky because MCTs, that was at the Southern Bank Arena. When I played, we played at Mercer County Community College, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that shit is totally
That's
different.
crazy. That's crazy. I'd be sick.
See, but I grew up when I was in like, you know, in middle school or whatever, when my sister was in high school, when it was in there. So like I would go there and I would love the Mercer County because that felt more like it was a lot of people there, but it was
tight.
Closer.
Yeah,
it was
like
compact, sold out, standing room only type of environment. So, like, those environments are definitely cool, but I mean, arena is definitely, you know, that's one of a lifetime experience. You know, saying all this, you don't really see that in Jersey.
What?
Yeah.
LeBron and Melo. Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
And Kyrie. Don't forget about
Kyrie.
Kyrie too.
Yeah,
bro. We big Jersey, man.
Like just one last thing on this topic, just because I want people to realize that backboard, you can see through the backboard. Okay. I was on the free throw line, one dribble, because look, I look down, I do 1, 2, and now I look up, bro. I look through, it's just, I said, nah, nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. You know what's crazy at TCA, right? So you know how we had the stage.
Yeah.
The stage behind the court. We were like, when it was time to play in the MCTs, we would open up the curtains. So the depth perception was like something we would have to deal with when we got to the arena. So that was kind of maybe.
You know whose fault that is? Shelly.
You used to just run.
Shelly. That's her fault.
Fire.
If we messed up a play, we just ran. So
yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But to add on to the high school like journey in general, all of us have been through this, which is AAU. I couldn't find the other teams. All I found was 2 things. Well, I knew it was one thing. Was you played for the Cyclones?
Yep.
Is that true? And then I was like, I remember you playing for Bob Fusick as well.
Yeah.
No, my brother played for him when he was younger. And so that's when I ended up coming in. So basically I was just asking like, how was the AAU experience? And like, I only asked this and I only bring this part up because it's a common theme nowadays for younger kids to not really think about high school the same way and just focus on AAU and that's the way you get to college and that's the way you become famous or get credibility or anything of that nature. So if you could just talk about your journey and like some of the stuff you remember and highlights, I guess.
For sure. AAU was great, man. I didn't really play for, you know, one of those like sneaker Nike teams. I played for my last team I played for was the Cyclones, which was a team based out of like the shore area of Jersey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played with Bob Fusick, which was a bunch of like the local guys. It was Javade, Darrell, Tim, Don Ryland.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just played
Ford. Yeah. We had a bunch of guys that was local, so we just always was put ourselves in, you know, those tournaments. That was, you know, ball. What is it? Not Ballers Life.
Baby Ballers?
No.
B-Ball
Spotlight.
B-Ball Spotlight.
Yo. Yeah. My guy Mike Melton.
That Matt Long.
My guy, shout out Mike Melton, man. But yeah, he had those tournaments. He would always get all like especially in like middle school, you know, all of the top, you know, East Coast, I guess, recognized AAU teams.
Yeah.
Always flood his tournaments. So we would always be there playing against those guys and being like trying to get in like same pools as those guys. So like seeding. We have to seed in. We have to see a Nike team. Like that was like our mindset, just to show that we could prove and play on that level. But yeah, AAU wasn't. I didn't really try to like get into like the big sneaker teams. That I mean, it's way different now. I think if I was coming up now, I would definitely try to get to the sneaker side because the exposure, the things that they have access to is just second to none, man. Now it's just crazy.
Bro.
But me growing up, AAU was basically a time to like just go out there and play against the top ranked guards. I didn't even look at AAU as a place for like a lot of high school offers or college offers even. Well, more so college towards the end of my AAU seasons. But growing up, I didn't even look at it for high school. I was pretty much set on staying around in the local area, TCA, or what I'm saying. So I was just going out there just trying to like kill.
Yeah.
And when you go out there and you play against, you play against those guys every weekend, top guys from DC, Virginia, South Carolina, anywhere in the world, really, in America. You just get better, man. That's all I could credit that to. It's just you just learn faster people, stronger people. You get faster, you get stronger. You just stack days, man. That's all it really was. But AAU is definitely competitive, man.
Yeah, I give credit to a lot of the stuff I learned to AAU. I played with Roadrunners, where up in North Jersey, and that's when I learned like oh, this is a real worldwide game. This is everybody's playing for their lives, bro. Like this is it. And I was like, I take AAU so seriously. Say it again.
I said, do you feel like it can like ruin like some like basketball culture a little bit, like in terms of like the right way to play?
I feel like it has its own culture.
It does have its own,
and it's not necessarily like a right culture. So like I feel like it is a lot of free form. It's a lot of one-on-one. It's a lot of 5-out basketball. But with the right culture that you create, because a lot of these teams like you grow up from kids and you grow up together. If you can be able to have that, then you can get that good basketball. But usually it's meant for you to show your talent. That's what it's for right now. That's what it's for. You get on a little hoop group, what's it called? Showcase. You get a little hoop group showcase or something like that. And hey, bro, they sitting all around the sidelines in Pittsburgh and ball out. That's it. You get one shot. That's it, bro. You can't really be like, yo, play the best basketball possible. You can, in some cases, when you have like 10 players who are all top 5 or like 5-star recruits. But if you are in a scenario like honestly all 4 of us, where when you get that shine, that's what it is. You got to go ball out.
Yeah, I only ask because like you said, it can be like a very heavy ISO ball, and like you said, how people will value AAU over high school, like that just creates bad habits, and it just funnels into high school, and like it funnels into college, and then it creates a narrative where people think, oh, if I can get buckets, people can't guard me, like I'm good at basketball. But like that might not be the case. I just feel like a lot of there's some AAU programs that like teach the fundamentals, the intangibles, but like I think a lot of AAU is scoring heavy, where a lot of people don't care about defense. So
for sure,
it's a give and take, because it definitely shows off talent. But maybe high school is the place where you learn how to play basketball, where AAU is just you showcase your offensive talent.
Yeah, I wanna say one last thing to that, just because like when you think about it, each level you go up, the number of people that you're with gets lower, and so the talent that you're playing against and the showcasing gets you to that next level. So when you get to college, like even though you played AAU and you were that like selfish player, being that selfish player got you probably to that next level in a lot of cases, because there's not many versions of you out there. Like
so it evens out.
You played all 4 years as a starter for all 4, correct?
TCA?
No, college. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying like you having, I don't think there was nobody like you. Like from what I remember watching, like there was nobody that was fucking with you. And I'm not saying as dicky, I'm saying as honesty. And it's because people realize like once you set yourself up for that in the future. And each time you get closer to it, and you end up where Quay is right now. Like you have to be able to put the ball in the hole. You got to be able to do things other people
But
can't.
I'll argue is that I feel like he earned his way in high school.
For sure.
Like
For
he
sure.
earned his way, and I think that was what I admire about his game is that he does everything. He tries to do everything.
For
You know,
sure.
he's not just a scorer, and he learned that from college too.
Yeah. Like, go ahead, Lou.
No, I was gonna say, and since we were talking about this, talking about AAU high school, how was like your like college recruitment? I guess we can kind of segue into the college.
Yeah.
How was the recruitment going into college? Like, were you getting a lot of offers? Did you always know it was going to be New Haven? Like, how was that?
So actually coming into college, I didn't really have that many offers. I had a lot of interest though. You know, a lot of low mid-major D1s had a lot of interest. Reach out, come to games and stuff. But New Haven was actually like one of the only schools that offered me coming like before that summer even kicked off, before that high school season even ended. They offered me. So and it was just a consistent face, consistent voice. I was able to go up there and visit, go up there and spend time with the players, see the players, open gym, see the campus. And Coach Ted, you know, Coach Hotel, and that's how the UNH now. He just was very persistent in his approach for me.
Yeah.
And very direct, very what he needed me to do, where he seen me, where I could take it. And I just was all ears from there. And once I got up there, seen the campus, figured out, you know, what my study would be in the college, and got around the guys and was gel with the guys a little bit. You know, it was pretty much a no-brainer. I would just settle in and, you know, make my way from there, however that looked.
And I honestly think, in my opinion, like you really made your name. You really, like, even back home, people realize like, nah, he's doing his thing when you got to college. Like averaging 12, 4 and 4 for your career. And then like we talked about already, like fucking 1,000-point, 18th overall, third for fucking assists and shit. Bro, that's crazy. Like that's really crazy. And then like all conference for multiple years, things of that nature. What are the main differences going from high school to college, whether if it's books, life, or basketball?
I think it's for me it was all of those things. I didn't really go to like a prep school, so I was always coming home every night after high school. Mom's there, sisters there, brothers there, food on the table, you know, home cooked meals. You know, when you get to college, this is my first time like away from home essentially. So, you know, all of that change, being on your own is a whole different lifestyle. Basketball wise, you know, everyone's faster, smarter, stronger, older. So, you know, coming in, you're definitely at a deficit in those categories. So, you definitely feel those effects right away. You know, every guard is stronger than you, every guard is faster than you in that situation. So, you know, you definitely got to come in with your head down, ready to work. I think that was definitely my mentality. Yeah, like you said, the game is just it's the next level up. So everything's faster. Every player is good. You know, some high school teams is some players who, you know, don't even take basketball seriously. You know, everyone's on scholarship or practically, on scholarship, give or take. So everyone's there for the same reason you're there. So they giving everything they got. So every position is better. You know, everything, the whole dynamic of it is just a lot different for sure from high school.
Do you have a teammate on New Haven that like you really looked up to when you first came?
Yeah, I had a few. I had like I came in with a class of like, it was a class of like 6 or 5 upperclassmen. So they been there for a couple years before me. So they would always, you know, hang out, work out, get up extra shots. So I kind of gravitated towards the upperclassmen, just because they had the experience, just because you know, that's kind of like what I did at TCA as well. You know, just tried to learn the ins and out of the offense, because, you know, being a point guard, you definitely, you know, coming in and expecting to, like, you know, produce or play or be some type of pivotal role. You know, I I gotta learn where everyone's going to be on the court. So
Mhm.
gravitating towards those guys, and those are the guys that I'm playing with. So I'm passing to this guy. So I got to learn his tendencies, what he loves to do, where he likes to get the ball, things of that nature. It's definitely things that I picked up on from hanging out with the older guys for sure.
I was just going to ask you that question. You already kind of touched on it, but if you could talk to a young kid right now and say, like, these are the 3 things you need, basic things you got to learn how to do now to be a good guard or be successful, like, what would you say?
3. Let's see. That's tough. I could give a lot
1,
of
2,
things.
3, either one. Just something, anything.
I would say, well, first things first is just hard work. You got to put the hours in. You got to put the craft in. You got to put the time in. And that goes even off the court when it comes to like your mental. Taking mental breaks, getting your mental health right. All those things was what I've learned now. Things that I've transformed and been able to get better in on that aspect. But I would definitely tell them to just work hard, train every day. Not every day, but yeah, train every day. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need the hours. So
Mhm.
put in as much work as you can. Learn as much as you can. Because when you put in that, when you work hard, that's where your confidence comes from. So that go hand in hand with confidence. To me, that's what I was always taught. That's what I always grew up on. Um,
Yeah.
so for sure, one big tip is to work hard. Another one I would give is to be adaptable. Be
It's important.
adaptable as much as you can, because your role is going to change. It's going to be teams where you might be a scorer in high school, and they might need you to come in your first year of college. You're not even getting 5 shots up. Like, you got to be able to adapt and figure out, all right, what can I do? How can I make the team better? Whether that's how can I get this guy the ball in his spots, or how can I make an impact on the defensive end? How can I affect their best offensive player? How can I rebound, get us an extra possession? Anything that you see that the team lacks, you got to be able to. I tried to be able to adapt and fill those holes. But that also comes with like just people. Everyone's personality is different, man. Like, and
Right.
you're gonna get to a point where you're playing with so many different people. You're gonna have to gel at some point, and you might not even like your teammate, but when it's you versus them, that's your brother.
Thanks.
You might not like the things that he say or how he said, but that's your brother at the end of the day. So you
Yeah.
gotta learn how to adapt, how to be around people, how to get the best out of people and from people. I think is also a big thing for me as well.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Yeah, one thing I want people and the younger kids coming up to just realize is that it's not all about being like Koi was saying. It's not all about being the star. It's about being like a star in your role. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's whatever you can do to affect the game, whether it's out there playing defense, diving on the floor, getting the water, whatever you can do to affect the game in any type of way to make us win. You know what I mean? I think that's a like you said, that's a great thing to remember. But just putting in that hard work, like you were saying, like what does your off seasons look like?
So right now, my off seasons typically resume around a lift and a workout. So 2 to 3 workouts a day. And then I try to also do like some type of recovery. So
Okay.
whether that's like an hour of stretching, whether that's just taking a walk for a mental break, whether that's going to get some ice bath, get acupuncture, any of those things, anything that helps my body, anything that I might need. Um, I try to do that every day as well. For me, I just came off of 2 seasons back to back, 2 pro seasons back to back. So my first few weeks home, I tried not to play as much and stick more into like just getting my skill work back into, because when you're in the season, it's not as much time to work on every single aspect of your game. So I
Yeah.
tried to use
Mhm.
the off season to work on those things, the things that I couldn't get to during the season, because you just don't have the time or the space or the etc. So I try to stay away from playing live for the first couple weeks and just focus on skill work, footwork, technical. Making my shot quicker, getting up shots, just things of that nature. Really, right now is what I focus on. But
Okay.
I think it definitely changes wherever you at in your life based off what you need. Um,
Okay.
so
Copy that. Yeah. If I could just circle back a little bit, before we get started, can you just tell us how this came about, how you got to be overseas, the conversations that you had to have, or the negotiations that you had to do, or workouts, things of that nature, just the process.
Yeah, because I tried and like to play, and the process was very confusing.
yeah. So it was a semi smooth process for me. Coming out of my last season of college, I had a pretty solid year. Won made it to Elite Eight. Broke records, got winning streaks, different things of that nature. So on stats wise, I had a pretty decent year. And I had a few like agencies that just reach out, whether that's through me or through my coach. So I had a few different options, but I went with I'm signed to ACD agency out of South Jersey. Um, and that was basically just close to home agency, somewhere I could trust. And they had ties to Ricky RJS. Shout out
Okay.
to Rick RJS.
Shout
So
out
they
to Ricky.
he had ties, and I trained with him for most of my life since I
I'm
was
about
in
to
like
we
middle
about to get
school.
we about to get Trell on here at some point too, but that's just us.
Yeah,
Keep going, keep going.
shout out to Joe. But yeah, I trained with him for most of my life, so he's a person that I trust, and he was able to, since he had that connection, give me some pointers of whether it's a good idea, how the agency works, how the lifestyle will look, and from there, I chose to settle down on them, my agent Chris, and the way it works is basically he handles the negotiating, the team, the outreach, and gets all the information in, and then he just reports to me um, how things are looking, updates, whether that's different contract offers, whether that's teams call, and then you really just go from there, basically.
Copy. So from what I understand, you said you went to it was Germany and then New Zealand.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then what made you pick Germany? I'm sure there was others. I'm sure there was other things. What made you pick Germany and then New Zealand?
Yeah, so Germany was the league I played in Germany was a Pro A league, which was second league Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty
Can
German
you
basketball.
before you do that? Can you explain to people what that means by second league? I know what it means, but just
Yeah. So
it's the
how it
truth.
works is there's like different leagues in said country,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the rankings of the leagues. So like the first league is all of the best players, the best Germans, the best imports. The most money, the most fans, the most space, the most like NBA feel, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Um, is first league, and then it just tears down from there. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc.
The six?
Wow.
Well, some leagues, I think Germany might have had like six leagues.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but
Um,
like the level 6, like those the people that go from like Costco and then go play. Type.
Chill out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
So
I didn't want to say all that, but you know what I'm saying. That's like
Yeah.
that's the lowest tier essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
I was learning that
Tier
from.
two.
Yes, sir.
yeah, so
Tier two. Wait till
tier
we get
two
to
was
tier one.
was was pretty solid, man. I thought that was a great start, especially coming out of a D2. I'm not one of the. I got a pretty solid resume, pretty solid name in the D2, but D1 always gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? So coming out having that offer was definitely um a great offer to have essentially. And just talking over with my agents, I had like that and like two others, but that was the main one that he was pretty much like, this is going to be the best competition, and this is going to maybe the money might not be right, or the situation might be right, or you might not like certain things within the contract.
Right.
But if you want to propel yourself for the European market, for the Euro leagues, for the next step in Europe overseas, this was a great place to start. So after just sitting down with my mom, my family, and him really, and just going back and forth, I just settled in on, and kind of got to bet down on yourself,
Right.
knowing that you're gonna walk into something that you might not be 100% satisfied with, but you know that if you perform and excel and play the way that you set out to play, it'll propel you for the future. So that was pretty much how I landed on Germany second league. Yeah.
Quick question, and y'all bear with me. Y'all gonna laugh, but we all had dreams of playing in the league, right?
Yeah.
And when with playing overseas, like it always keeps that dream alive. So I ask you, is that dream still alive, or do you still want to like just play overseas, build a foundation, and just build a legacy there?
Yeah, man, that dream is definitely still alive, bro. I can never.
Yeah.
You can
Real.
never just like, you know what I'm saying? You can never just like throw it out the window, but so if I definitely have that opportunity, if that's a chance, I definitely want to be able to like look down at my jersey, see the NBA logo. Like that's just something that
For sure.
you can't replace that, even if it's just 1 year, 10-game contract. You know what I'm saying? You can't replace that feeling. So, if I'm able to do that, I'll definitely, try my best to make that accomplishment.
So what's funny? It's a small world because me and Ryan just went to Pittsburgh for the TBT.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Cam wasn't able to be there, but we interviewed. We were following the team DuBois Dream, and one of their players there. Yeah, Jake Biss. Yeah,
Jake.
It's just a small world. Yeah, I interviewed him, and I asked him who his NBA comparison was, and he said it was Devin Booker. What do you say to that?
Hey, I mean, D Booker killer, man. Nah, but Jake's nice though. All right, so I can see that a little bit. They get to their mid range, they get to their spots. You know what I'm saying? They got that elevation, that shot. So I can see how he watches game and try to get his shot off in that.
Yeah, shout out Jake.
Definitely shout out Jake. Shout out to Jake, man.
One of the biggest topics surrounding like the NBA discourse is that like overseas plays a lot different than the US. When you play over there, do you see those differences like off rip? And if you can explain them, what would you talk about first?
Yeah, man. So it's kind of a part of like the culture shock. So like you said, U.S. basketball is more one-on-one.
Yeah.
More skill, not skill, athleticism, faster, speed.
Yeah.
More highlight, flashy. Their game over there is just fundamentally sound. Skill from positions 1 to 5, European basketball, overseas basketball is just a bunch of like skilled players. And they might not be able to touch the top of the backboard, but they're people that you would want to have on your team and make great impacts on your team. So, coming over, you used to like being able to create. Over there, you got to make a lot of decisions a lot faster. That was the biggest thing I learned, or biggest culture shock for me, because everything happens faster. Like overseas, European basketball, screens, cuts, back screens, flares. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's holding the ball.
If you staring for 2 seconds, chances is you lost sight of your man. Like
that's
well, it's crazy, bro. Your head got to be on the swivel 24/7. So, just that level, that speed, that culture, that dynamic was very different for me, and it was something that I had to adjust to on both sides of the basketball for sure.
Were you nervous first game?
Like
obviously there's a little bit of nervousness, but like was it like?
Is it memorable?
Yeah, like was it memorable? Yeah. Oh.
I think yeah. So my first pro game, like my real, not the preseason, like the real first pro game, I think I had to like come to a realization moment, like because I don't think I had that moment that I was a professional basketball player until my shoes laced up. I turn the jersey over, I see my name, and it's about to be like a game. Like, so I think in that first moment when I seen that, I played for Paderborn in Germany, so red jersey. When I seen that first red jersey with my name on the back, I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? This is the real deal.
Yeah.
Like
That's so fire.
I'm halfway across the world. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. So like I gotta be here, be present. I gotta get this everything I got, man. Really.
Sure. It's tough.
One thing just about the life of it, because you're over there for, is like 9 months or something like that. That's
Yeah,
not the whole year, right?
9 or 10, yeah.
9 or 10 months. What is the life? Because like it's not. I mean, it's not 24 hours. You're not doing it all day. So what do you do, or whether if it's in Germany or New Zealand, what is the day-to-day like?
So the day-to-day is normally, in Germany, it's a little different. We had like 2 days.
Ooh.
So we would have a morning session and then a evening session. Obviously that, as the season goes on, as wear and tear on the bodies, that gets modified and changed and things of that nature. But a typical day is 2 sessions, and they were spaced out. So it'd be like lift in the morning, come back in the evening for a practice. And for me, in Germany, I spend a lot of time just to myself, really. I was in a smaller city, and I was like far away from all of the bigger cities.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like on the island, if you will.
Yeah.
So it was basically just basketball, and in between those practices, I would sleep a lot, I would cook a lot, stretch a lot. I started to read a little bit, play games, just anything that definitely try to connect back at home. Spend hours on the phone talking to
I was
people.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring that up. That had to be tough. If you don't, if was it a tough transition? You could talk about it, of course.
No, yeah, it was definitely tough. I think Germany was 6 hours ahead of the time here,
Yeah.
and New Zealand was 16 hours ahead of the time here. So basically a whole day ahead. So like, trying to figure out, kind of, we laugh about it, but me and my girl, we had to figure out like a actual schedule in
Yeah.
between her day and her day where we could like try to figure out slots to talk and spend time on the phone. So it's definitely different because when it's 6 hours ahead, when it's 6 p.m. here, people just getting off work, just getting home from work. It's midnight there, and I
Yeah.
got practice early in the morning. So like,
Yeah.
you just gotta. It's not easy at all, man. But you just gotta find your ways. Texting all the time. Find your ways to get around that time difference.
So
Sure.
so how was the like getting over the language barrier? Because obviously you probably didn't know nothing going in. You walking around with Google Translate, like
so on my team, everyone spoke English,
Oh, that's
Oh,
fire.
and
wow.
it was solid English. Like you could, it wasn't like
you can
broken
understand.
English. Like they was able to, like, you could have a normal conversation with them.
Oh,
That's
okay.
hard.
So
That's
I was fortunate enough to have that. And then my coach was American.
Oh,
So
what?
Wow, you got
Nah,
yeah.
he
Bro,
was
what is
he
this?
was chilling, bro.
No, but he was American, but he been in Germany for so long that he's like established in Germany. So he probably has German citizenship. Like he lived in Germany, stays in Germany full time, but he was born in Ohio, I believe.
Joel Embiid type shit. Yeah.
Nah, but definitely walking through the town. Um, like I said, I was in a smaller city, so it wasn't a lot of English speaking going on. But
Yeah.
luckily enough, when I'm with my teammates, they able to translate or help me out. I definitely did have Google Translate.
I've been prepared.
Got
I
her.
had Google Translate. I had Duolingo. I tried to
Yes,
pick up on
sir.
some. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to
Okay.
learn a little bit, so I was able to like towards the end of my time there, I was able to like get little bits and pieces off. I might not be able to formulate a sentence, but I could say like water if I want something to drink. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
But yeah, grocery stores always Google Translate because you can take the picture. I would take the picture, whatever I'm looking at, and it would translate it to like whatever it says in English.
Yeah.
So, you know, I definitely would not have been able to survive in Germany without Google Translate. So,
shout out to Google Translate.
shout out to them for that.
All right, man. So that's it for the main part of the conversation. But we wanted to go into a game. If Cam, you wanna start that part up?
Okay, it's pretty simple. You know, it's just gonna allow the fans to like get to know you at like a rapid fire speed. But I'm just gonna ask you 13 questions since Reign 13. So first question, who's the GOAT?
Kobe.
Okay.
We can't argue.
Hold on,
Go ahead.
Look, I got it tatted.
Nah, that's
you can't
tough.
argue that.
Nah, you got it.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Who's your favorite team?
Lakers.
Lakers.
Good man.
Okay.
It's a good man.
Okay.
Makes sense.
It's a good man. It's a good man.
Who's winning the chip this year? This upcoming season? Lakers.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh
no. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm gonna segue into music. What's your favorite genre?
Genre of music?
Yeah.
Probably R&B, hip hop R&B.
It's a good man. Good man.
Favorite artist? Doesn't have to be with R&B. Just favorite overall artist.
Like my favorite, like my GOAT artist.
Yeah.
Nah. Just your favorite. Just your favorite.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite. I listen to a bunch of people.
Okay, then who's your GOAT?
My GOAT artist of all time is Lil Wayne for sure.
Yes, sir. This is the same thing. That's yes, sir.
You got some Wayne fans, huh?
You got a favorite album?
From him?
Nah, just in general.
Favorite album in general.
I know that's hard.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. I'm gonna come back to that one. Can we do that?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Kendrick or Drake? This is important. This is important.
In what sense? Or that's all you giving me? Just
Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick or Drake?
I'm gonna take Drake.
My guy! My guy!
Yes, the light skins win again. No, that's
crazy. Favorite food?
Favorite food. Let's see. I'll probably go. Asian food.
Does that include sushi and stuff like that?
Yeah. I would say Asian or Mexican. I like Mexican.
Copy.
Both versatile. Favorite place you've traveled or that you'd like to travel to?
Favorite place I've traveled would probably be. I like New Zealand a lot.
I was about to say, I heard New Zealand's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful out there. But I would like to go to. Really, I'm basic, man. I want to go to DR, but I never been to DR, so.
I ain't never been either. So
yeah.
So not Trenton? No.
Oh my God.
So if you could have gotten a full ride to any school in America, what would it be? And it could be New Haven if that was the right fit.
Yeah, I'll stay New Haven.
New Haven, it's tough.
You're just showing love. Crazy. He said this gonna be on the internet. Let me not.
I'm going to Duke. You asked me, I'm going to Duke.
No, but I can't really say that I had like a dream college coming out of high school. So I don't really know. I never had a college that I was like, I would love to go there.
It's all the same. You know, you can end up at any place you want you know, because it's up to you. So I feel
Mm-hmm. For sure.
that. You got a favorite quote, Bible verse, anything?
Favorite quote?
Mm-hmm.
What you live by?
Even if you create it.
What do I live by? Quote. That's tough. I got a few quotes. Favorite one. I'll probably say I got a quote tattooed on me, Bible verse.
Mm-hmm.
It just says, "But the Lord still with me and gave me strength." Second book of Timothy, 4 verse 17, chapter 4 verse 17. That's something I look at every day. So, you know, that's one of the things I see as soon as I wake up in the morning. So I will go there.
All right, cool. That's fine. You got biggest goal for yourself, like, and like bigger picture, or just whether it's within this next season, or just anything like mentally. Yeah.
On a smaller scale, I would say just improve my numbers. Obviously, I want to get better every year. I want to be able to play at my peak every year. So I just want to look at what I did my last rookie season, and you know, in my year two, not make those same mistakes, but improve well beyond that. But in a more macro type of thought process, I would say just provide, man. I wanna be able to retire my mom. I want to be able to, you know, get her a house somewhere where she put up, she good. And I feel like once I'm able to do that, you know, I think that'll offer some fulfillment for me.
Yeah, for sure. And last one, who's someone you'd like to see on the pod next?
Well, he said my boy Tro's coming on, so.
Yeah.
Nah, I could get Tro. It's nah.
Yeah, you gotta get somebody that like
the way it works is, I'm not gonna lie, we kind of took it from another place. But basically, if you can get it, yeah, we took it from All the Smoke. But basically, if you can get or give us a guest, and you gotta help us get them though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did I say? Does it have to be famous, or it could be
somebody good, somebody with a good story?
Yeah.
Great story. I'll say. No, I'm not. I'll say Rodrigue Massenet.
Ooh, he works hard. That's a good one.
He works hard, but he got his story is amazing, man. I respect him so much.
That's fire.
Copy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, I could be a part of the recruiting process for Rod.
Copy.
I appreciate that, bro.
You got it,
man. But thank you so much, Quella. Can we give it up for Quella one time, man? Thank you so much for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. Again, this is a hometown type video type podcast, so we appreciate you coming on, man.
No, I definitely appreciate you guys for having me. You know what I'm saying? I love what you guys doing. I love the podcast. So, you know, everyone tune in. Everyone, let's keep it going. Let's grow it.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
Appreciate that. All right, man. And as always, you got your boy here, Vontez.
Your boy Rye.
Cam.
And we out. Yes, sir. Yeah, we appreciate you, bro.
Let's hold on for a second for him to end it.